It was probably the middle of last year that I discovered that I had blood in my urine. I had frequency issues, so I'd have to race off to the toilet very quickly. I was in pain when I was urinating. Unfortunately, I put it off like most men do. My eldest daughter is a doctor though, and she said, "Dad, you've got to get it sorted out." She said, "You could have bladder cancer." And so that prompted me to get it checked out in January of this year. Yeah. So I went to my GP, and we talked about urinary tract infection and so on. So he put me on a brief course of antibiotics, but that didn't fix the problem. So quite quickly he decided that to give me a referral to a urologist in Canberra, and that's where I ended up. And he ordered CT scans and ultrasounds and so on to discover if there was anything wrong with my bladder, and indeed there was. I thought, well, it couldn't happen to me, and when we went to the urologist and he said, "Look, I've reviewed all the tests, and you do have bladder cancer," and he said it in such a matter-of-fact way, I couldn't quite believe it, and as soon as he said cancer, I thought, no, this is unreal, this is surreal, this is not happening to me. Things that I've been to the doctor before have been sorted out really quickly. Now he's saying, no, this is cancer, there's a tumour in the bladder, I'm pretty sure it's probably spread elsewhere, and it was pretty daunting. In the latter stages of last year, I was very tired all the time, and so I knew that I had to do something with these other symptoms, plus a whole heap of tiredness. But I was generally a fit, healthy person. My blood pressure was always good. My heart was always good. The urologist and other professionals immediately sprung to the conclusion that I had smoked, but I'd never smoked in my life. But it may have been my time in the fire brigade that caused the cancer, but nobody knows for sure. I shared the information about the diagnosis just by calling sharing face to face with my immediate family. The rest of my family are in New Zealand, so got on the phone to them and shared it with them. Certainly the support is there if I want it, but I've Leslie being a registered nurse and being my wife and being the incredible, loving, supportive person she is, we've been able to work through most of it without me thinking, oh gee, do I need to call somebody? And I can't reiterate how important it is to have a partner or a really good friend to be by your side through the whole journey. So the journey continues, and we're working through things. And so although I know the support's there, and the stoma nurses are just incredible and really supportive, but as of yet I haven't had to call them as yet. So my ongoing prognosis for the cancer is that it's clear, that I don't need any chemo. I've had my follow-up appointments, and they don't want to see me till February. I think it's certainly made me more aware of cancer in general, and how it affects and how it can affect families. My message to those that have just been diagnosed with bladder cancer or any of the other cancers is, if you've got your friend network, make sure you use them. You'll soon find out who your real friends are and who aren't, but I've been really blessed with a great network of friends, and my faith and being part of a community of faith has really helped in that regard. And I just urge people not to be, it's a daunting prospect, but try not to give in to your fears or to be frightened by it. It's really important as well in terms of ongoing support to trust the medical profession perhaps more than you've done before. But they're only human. Even after all their years of training, they're only human. They might not be giving you the information that you want. Hassle them. Sometimes we've got too much reverence for the medical profession and we think, no, we'll wait for our next appointment in 2 months or 3 months' time. And you've got questions there and then, and you put out questions on a related Facebook group, but really you should be contacting your GP. You should be contacting your urologist and or your stoma nurse and saying, this is what's happening to me right now. Is this okay? Am I supposed to be feeling this way? And look, if you haven't got that network of friends that I was talking about earlier, there's so much professional support out there. For example, in the hospital that I was in, there was a clinical nurse consultant, which is pretty much as high as you can go in the nursing profession, just for the bladder cancer patients in the hospital. And again, I haven't needed to call her as yet, but she's been calling me, which is great. So.